First off, the photograph in your bathroom, I like it.
You can describe it.
It's Lloyd on the toilet from Dumb and Dumber.
Yes,
It's fantastic.
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's any motivation you need in the bathroom. That's the picture for it right there.
Yeah. And yes, the Twitch, we do have a new angle for the new setup. And I think we've both decided this is the one. I like it.
We decided
like it.
before we even started recording that I think this is the final iteration of the.
Sorry,
The
you can
pod
hear me
setup, maybe.
just in my microphone. Should have done that before we started recording.
I could do a little better with my cable management on the wide shot as a musician audio guy. That really bothers me. So, but it was a busy day. We had a golf cart parade in the neighborhood, so I had to get the golf cart ready.
How'd that go?
It was fun. The fire trucks came out and
Oh, so it was like a full on.
yeah, I wouldn't say full on parade, but we did have fire trucks in the front and a police car in the back and a bunch of golf carts in the middle and kids riding bikes. And we were throwing candy out to people standing on the sides. So fun little thing just inside the neighborhood, it's kind of what you buy the golf cart for. So, that was fun. So I had to get the golf cart ready for that. And I put some, underglow lights on it. Trying to trick it out now, that I got we've had the golf cart about a little over a month now.
Got that on homecoming, right?
Yeah. I think it was homecoming. It was a Friday night that they delivered it. And I came home from the football game during halftime. And, it was homecoming weekend.
Before we go any further, have some gifts from a listener that listens regularly. His name's Tracy.
Thanks, Tracy.
You
All right.
indirectly do know him.
Indirectly.
Yeah. So gave me a bag full, and these were the only two that were duplicates. So I know you've had the Padron, which is one of your favorites.
Yes.
And I've had that before, but I have smoked an Ashton before, but not the Eclipse.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited about it, if I'm being honest with you.
Should we both go with that one tonight?
That sounds good.
Okay.
We can smoke the same one. This will be the 4th or 5th cigar for the weekend for me, by the way.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice. Just that instant aroma.
Yeah, and it's in one of these plastic ones. Put it in my camera so you can kind of see it, and then up there.
Ashton VSG, Virgin Sun Grown.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. I intentionally did not smoke this one this weekend because.
So you know how we're kind of like pseudo at war with Venezuela, and then there's with the narco terrorist, and then there's some stuff going on in Nicaragua too.
I know. I think I know where you're going with this.
Are you worried about our cigars? Because all of mine I get out of Nicaragua. Not personally, I don't go down there and get them, but that's where they come from. Like the Olivia Serie V, that's my
Right.
go-to. I think Macanudo cafes or Macanudos in Nicaragua too.
This is probably a question we should know the answer to.
I know.
I feel like we should know the answer to this, but I don't.
It melds both sides of our
Pod. Update next week.
Update next week.
We will get that to you. But yeah,
Because that would upset me if Trump was like, all right, if we did like an embargo on Nicaragua like we have on Cuba, that would really upset me.
maybe it's just the leaves.
Maybe.
Oh man,
I haven't let it yet. It's nice.
It's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, golf cart parade was good. And getting my wife's current or former vehicle ready to sell. So I was also doing some of that today because we got her a new car over the weekend.
Nice.
I love it. We have been van people for a long time. If anybody listening knows me, and some people listening know me, I'm a van person. We're van people for the last 5 years. We adopted some kids, and so we have 6 kids. And we had 5 of them at one time in car seats from rear facing all the way up to full boosters. Man, this thing smells good lit.
Yeah, it does.
And so we tried in different vehicles. We had a minivan at the time, when we got our 6th kid. And I was literally down in the parking lot at the hospital. She wasn't, my wife did not birth her. We adopted her, but we were at the hospital from day one. And I was literally down in the parking lot at the hospital trying to fit the car seats in. And I called my wife, and like her window faced the parking lot, and I called her, and I'm looking up and she's in that window, and I was like, this ain't going to work. Like, it just can't, like, it's not going to work. We don't have enough space. These car seats, you can't do 3 across. And so we looked at a lot of other options. They make these like slimline car seats. Because first of all, I heard a good friend today at church. I was talking to him about this, and he said, you know, a lot of those car seats are like basically recliners for toddlers in a car.
Right.
They're so big and fluffy. And those don't fit 3 across in really any vehicle we tried. So, like they will in a truck. But so we upgraded to a 12-passenger van, and that's what we drove for the last 5 years. It's what took us to Moab and Arizona and Las Vegas and California and all of our big road trips. And I've told my wife for the last couple of years, I'm like, you know, we can get rid of the van, get you a Suburban. It's kind of the next logical step. You know, the car seats are getting smaller. And she's always said, no, I love my van. I love my van. And this week I said the same thing to her, and she's like, yeah, the van's had a good run. I think it's time.
So you knew it was time.
That was Tuesday. And I know my wife does not spend money on herself. She will not do it, and she feels bad for doing it. So if she ever says any time that she thinks she wants something or needs something, it just happens because she never will. Whereas I'm a spender in the relationship, and I will. Like, if I want something, I'll go get it, you know? So she said that on Tuesday, and Friday night we had the vehicle.
I mean, it's nice. It's a nice car. And, you know, I said we've always been Toyota people. And when we bought ours, we went to a Ford Expedition.
Yeah. And
it's so nice. Like, we were in it for a little bit this weekend, kind of making some mini road trips. But I hate buying new cars, and we've talked about this before. But I also really enjoy driving in a new car. Yeah. Like, there's just something about it.
Well, this one is so new. Like, I have a truck. It's a 2018, so it's kind of
mine's 17.
It's got a few creature comforts, but like this one, it's like dadgum. Like, it's nice. It's a 20. This one's a 23. So,
so you didn't even go new 26.
No, the only real difference, besides it being brand new, in the 20, I think maybe the 25s and the 26s, talking about Suburbans and Yukons, they do a wider screen. Like so many of the screens, you know, just kind of that same regular like iPad size. And then either the 25 or maybe the 26 Suburbans, they get wider. So that's kind of cool, but I couldn't really find another difference. But yeah, we researched for a while, but I like it. It's a pretty color. It's called Silver Sage.
Yeah.
We have a really pretty color.
Like, we have like some kind of green.
I got a lot this thing. You're making me jealous. I know. So there's a ton of white, black, and gray or like charcoal Suburbans out there. Like, if you look down the road, it seems like that's 90% of them. You'll see a blue or a red every once in a while. I've never noticed this green.
Till today when you were driving?
Yeah, pretty much. And so I saw it, and it's a Z71. So I kind of like the way those sit up.
Right.
You know, they look good.
It's a little higher up.
Yeah, they look nice, and they're decked out. And so I sent her a picture, and I'm like, how do you feel about green? She's like, I like green. I was like, okay. And so.
Did she go with you to the dealership?
Yeah. We made a little list, and I was like, I just need to know. It was like 6 of them. And I was like, I just need to know your favorite 2. And then those are the 2 we'll go look at first. And that green one was one of her favorites.
Yeah.
And I said, we're going to that one first.
Yeah. We went with I think it's like the XLT. It's the right below the Limited. So it has the bigger wheels, and she liked the black on black. So it's like got the base is all black wheels. This is a good cigar.
It is a really
And
great
here's
cigar.
what I'm afraid of, Clint. I'm really worried I'm becoming spoiled with good cigars, because I tried to smoke a not good cigar the other day intentionally, and I got like 2 puffs in, and I'm like, I can't do it. It was like one of those like $1. Like, it was a little more than that. It was like $3. But like,
wow.
I'm afraid I can't do it anymore.
I don't think you should if it's a $3 cigar.
Well, I'm trying to be a little more economical, because, you know, smoking a $10 to $20 cigar every night is not always feasible.
That'll add up.
Yeah. And if it's a Saturday and I have 2, you know, it makes it for
I like this.
Makes it for a rough day.
Yeah, but carbine's not fun, and I'm pretty good at it. And it's still just a beating. And so, pull back the curtain a little bit. We don't ever finance with the dealership and the people they go through, because I can always, so far it's worked out. I can get a better rate going through a different bank. But the problem is, this particular bank I go through, I mean, they're business hours only.
Right.
And so, you know, I called them Thursday or Friday and gave them all, you know, current info, and everything was good. But I just knew, I'm like, okay, well, if I go find one, I'll get you a buyer's order and send it over to you Monday, and then we can go get it. But this particular color was rare, and she loved it, and it was great. It was low mileage and a good price, and had everything she wanted.
And it wasn't going to be there on Monday.
It wasn't.
There's no way.
Because on Saturday, I think would have got picked up.
Yep.
It was one of those. I know that the dealers always tell you, well, I've had 14 different people call me on this one. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. If it's like my truck, which is just a black Chevy Silverado,
right?
I'll be like, well, you know what? If you don't have one, somebody else will on Monday. Like, who cares? But this one, you know, trying to even find just another one like it, it's just nowhere in our area.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I was afraid if we didn't get it, then if she did go get one this next week, she'd always be comparing it back to the one she really wanted. So I was like, fine, we'll just finance it for a day or 2, and then I'm going to refi it tomorrow.
Yeah.
just so I could get it. So that was what we did. Because normally what I was getting at is buying a car is no fun, but then you just add insult to injury if you have to go through their finance department.
Yeah.
Dealing with the salesman's one thing, but then the finance people, it's like, no, I do not want all of these add-ons.
The last time we did that, I went in and I said, this is the amount we're willing to pay.
Yeah.
This is what we want. Can you do it? Yes or no?
I know.
And like, I was like, I don't want to be here all day long.
You still are.
And it still took like 6 hours.
Still forever. When we bought my daughter's new car, after she totaled her first one, we paid cash for it, but we bought it from a dealership. We still had to go talk to the finance people. It bugged the snot out of me. I'm like, I have cash in my pocket. I'm about to hand you. But we still had to go sit down at the desk and go over all of the junk. And I'm like, I understand I got to, you know, sign a title application, but okay. So yeah, it's a whip, but I'm really excited about it. I like this Silverado. I'm sorry, the Suburban.
Yeah.
Now I got to sell. Anybody want a 12-passenger van on the pod?
You're going to just throw it on Facebook?
I think I will for a little bit, but you know, you can go out there and sell to the dealers. You do like the KBB instant cash offer or the Give Me the VIN people. And Give Me the VIN's like their own company, but KBB shops it out to dealerships. And like several dealerships have called and said, you know, hey, we'll give you this for it. And I'm like, I might let it sit out there for a week and see if a daycare or a church or somebody wants to pick it up.
Yeah.
For just a little bit more. But
are you going to move the stickers over?
They're all gone.
Oh, no.
That's right. You parked right behind it. You didn't see?
I didn't pay. I backed up this time.
Yeah, they're all gone. She had the back of it covered in stickers, all the places we've traveled. So, yeah, I might let it sit out there for a week or so, but I'm not going to let it sit forever. Here pretty soon. If it doesn't go, if I don't get some good interest in it from a contractor or something like that, then I'm just going to send it to one of those dealerships and be like, here, write me a check.
Yeah. How are you? The Twitch is asking about our fantasy football teams.
I haven't looked today. I think I'm like in second place.
I did. I was in third, but I just got creamed today. Probably by the person who's asking. That's why they want us to talk about it.
I thought we should talk about it because is everyone in the league a listener? Or
I think so. Okay. Yes. So like
we have a pod fantasy league. I haven't done fantasy football in about 4 or 5 years, and I'm in 2 of them this year. Oh yeah, I'm losing. I've got a 3% win chance today.
I have 0.
Okay, well that's not great.
Yeah.
Let's look at the matchup.
I'm down 104 to 179. I had a rough week.
Huh. Well, I've got people playing right now. Let's see who didn't do it.
Oh, I was number 2. I was in second place.
Oh.
I'm not good at fantasy football, and I've talked about this.
I've still got some people playing. I only have a 3% chance to win, and I've only got 83 points to the person who I'm playing is 178. So that's probably a pretty solid L for this time. Let me take a look at the league here. Yeah, I'm in third. You're in front of me. You're number 2. I'm number 3.
I'm about to take an L this week. So
well, I'm about to take an L too. We're both 5-2 for the person who asked. And
I'll be 5-3.
We're both about to be 5-3. And the next team below us is 4-3. So if they win, we'll have the same record. But we'll see.
I got a ridiculous trade from someone in that,
it's
and it's probably the person listening. I'm like,
it's real interesting that the commissioner is 6-1.
I know, and he's the one that approves all the trades.
How does that happen? So interesting. Huh. I think he drafted first too, right? I don't remember. I shouldn't say
I'm
that.
sure the Twitch will tell us here shortly if they did.
Throwing out shade. I don't care as much. Let's see how I'm doing on my other one.
I'm in one, and that's plenty. I can't even keep up with that one.
I'm doing pretty good.
The Twitch says that they were the 4th pick.
Oh, okay. Good to clarify. Oh, I'm winning today in this other one. I've only got 97 points, but yeah, that's the problem. The person I'm playing against had Dak.
Yeah, I had Dak and Baker.
And Judy, who did nothing. Yeah, I'm in that one. I think I'm doing pretty good. Let's check. Yeah, I'm number 1. Well, in my division, I'm tied with the leader in the other division. We're both 5-2. Let's see what our points for and against. He's got more points for, and I've got a few more points against. So technically, I guess I'm second in the league. All right, 1 minute on fantasy football.
Yeah, I don't really like. The problem is I don't care enough, and I don't have any money invested in it.
I don't care enough unless I'm betting on it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of out on it. So, I'll still participate and make sure my lineup is set, but I'm not diving deep into making sure that the trades are good and all that kind of stuff.
Just to tell you how busy I've been today, I haven't even looked at my prize picks. Let's see how we're doing here if I'm going to win. I have one of them has a Monday night game, so
while you're
okay. I need Noah Gray on the Chiefs to get me 7 receiving yards tomorrow, and I'll win $100.
Okay, not bad
On a $5 bet.
Not bad.
It's a 20x. That'll work.
Surely they'll get that.
For anybody listening, I took the under on Bijan. He only got 25. He needed to get 89. Took the over on Pickens. He got 78. Took the over on Dak's rush yards. I figured against Denver he'd be running, and sure enough, he ran for 31 yards. He only needed 7. I took the under on Javonte Williams against Denver. He got 49. He needed 83. And those are the 1, 2, 3, 4 that I've won so far. I just need Noah Gray to get 7 receiving yards tomorrow from the good old Chiefs. And that'll be good. See, and that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
There's money on it.
I try. I've tried several times to do.
And the thing I like about betting
picks, but I'm just not good at it.
The thing I like about betting is that you're picking just for the games.
Yeah.
When you do fantasy football, like you're drafting
the whole season.
Then you're trying to pick up players as you can and do trades as you can. But if you can't, then you're just kind of stuck. And I don't like that.
I think you reluctantly joined the league.
I reluctantly joined both of them.
Okay.
But I have been doing my job and keeping up with them. So
yeah. There's several people in that league that are not, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
we got a couple listeners though, right?
Yeah. But before I want to talk about the 2 things at the very top but I want to play this clip because this is how I feel right now as a Cowboys fan. As a Cowboys fan.
You're talking about the Jets fan clip?
I want to play this clip because when I saw this kid walking out, I think it was like I don't remember what game it was. It was last week. I just feel like this kid, man.
All right.
I feel like if that was me today at, 15, 16 years old, this is exactly how I would feel as a Cowboys fan.
I've seen this. This is gold.
Y'all see them and get your thoughts on the game?
I hate this team. I was born into this, and I'm not going to ever – I'm always a Jets fan, but, I hate this team.
And the guy says, I feel you.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I feel like that right now. Like, I feel like that's going to be my kid.
I was born into this.
I was born into this, and I hate this team. But I feel like that's going to be our kids.
Yes.
Like, Dad,
Oh
why do
my
you still
gosh.
watch the Cowboys? They haven't won a playoff game in 10 years. I'm like, I don't know, son.
I was born into this. But I mean, the Jets are 0-7.
They are. They won today.
Oh, they did?
They did win today.
Did they play today?
I don't remember who they played, but they did win because they were talking about at halftime of the Cowboy game.
Okay.
That the Jets, the two teams that needed victories were the Jets and someone else, maybe the Browns. But they did win today.
Okay.
And I was just, as I'm watching this game, I'm thinking, man, we just look like second rate to this team.
Yeah.
And like we're literally playing our backups to the backups on the defense, on the back end of our defense. So it's like, ugh. But like, yeah, I feel you, kid. I don't know who you are, but I feel you.
You could have a Cowboys jersey on and say the same thing.
Now we're not as bad as the Jets, but
No.
close.
The Jets are the worst team in the NFL for the last 10 years.
That's a fair take.
Yeah.
But 30 seconds on Stars. The Dallas Stars are 3-3-1, and still haven't watched a single minute of it. I think that might be an ongoing bit every week.
I talked to a guy.
Minutes that we watch.
I talked to a guy Wednesday or Thursday this past week that listens, and he's a Stars fan. He's like, you guys, he's listening. I mean, he'll listen to this, but we're not making fun of the Stars at all.
No, not at all.
I love they're our team, and they're great. Like I was in high school in the 90s when they won the Cup, and then they've been competitive. Like you can't, and that was his take on it. He's like, I don't understand why you like the Cowboys. The Stars are at least competitive. I'm like, I agree with you.
Yeah, you're not going to get an argument out of me.
I'm just
about
more
that.
interested in football.
There you go.
But I'm not throwing shade at the Stars. Stars are great.
The Mavericks are playing at the moment, and they're down by 2. I don't know, man. They already started the Fire Nico chants the night before last.
So they lost the first game.
0-2. They lost the second game.
They've lost 2 games.
This is
They're
game
playing
3.
game
They're
3.
playing the Raptors tonight. It's 85-82. They're down.
How much left?
It's third quarter.
Okay.
About 6:05 left. It's boring basketball. Now, here's the catch-22. Luka's out now for 2 weeks because he has a lower calf strain. So it was like, if he was here, it would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be any different.
Yeah.
But at least you get to watch Luka.
At least you get to watch Luka.
I don't know.
How do you feel about tying that into the Stars? When they sing the national anthem at the Stars games, they shout Stars, and now they're shouting flag for Cooper Flag.
When it's my team, I don't mind. When it's other teams, like one of the local teams is the Braves, and they yell "the land of the brave" and the home of whatever. They yell that during the national anthem as well. I hate it. I'm like, oh, it's so trashy. But then I'm the first one to be like Stars.
Yeah.
And it definitely, if I get to a Maverick game, it'll be flag for sure.
Okay.
When it's my team, I have no qualms. When it's not my team, I think it's stupid.
That is the sportiest of sport takes.
Yeah, it's a homer take.
It is.
100% a homer take.
Almost all sports takes are homer takes. Anybody who has a sports opinion, it's almost always 99.8% of the time influenced by your team. Like how you feel about other
That's fair.
teams.
That's fair.
And how you feel about your own team. And every sports take you have is based on how it affects your team.
Now, I did wear my actual favorite team shirt today. And so we'll see. They start next week.
So in kids sports, we should have finished out the season. We finished out the regular season for the 10-year-old. They have a playoff tournament this weekend. The little boys should have finished out theirs, but they got rained out, so they're playing on Saturday. So that'll be fun. But we're putting the little boys in a couple tournaments. There's a local coach trying to put together a young select team that he wants to be able to take up all the way through. And so he asked the twins to be on it. And so they're starting off with the tournament just to kind of see how it goes. And so I was just like, reading through the tournament, and I wanted to see when they post the schedule because we know what day it's going to be, but like how soon out will we have our actual playing times. And so I was looking at the FAQ, and one of the FAQs was, can a girl play on a boys team? And I thought their take was interesting. because it says, yes, this is allowable. However, boys may not play on a girls' team. So essentially, and people aren't calling me sexist for saying this, you can play up, but you can't play down.
Correct. I played with a girl when I was a little kid, like up into middle school. We played on the same soccer team.
One of the hardest hits I ever got in my life in middle school football was from a girl. Like, seriously. Like, and she trucked everybody.
Do I know said person?
Her family used to own this land our house is sitting on. They sold to this developer, and they built. That's my joke whenever I'm talking to our neighbors. I'm like, never mind. But this was a field of some hanging out before.
Yes,
it was just a field. Now it's houses, but like everything else in our town.
You know, speaking of that, we were driving out to the wedding the night before or last weekend, and we're driving, and we pass a place, and I'm like, this used to feel like this was in the country.
Yeah.
It used to feel like that, but now it doesn't. It's so cityfied.
Yeah.
There's houses everywhere. Kind of talking a little bit about that with the weather that we had come in. By the way, I'm enjoying the cool weather.
Yes.
Great cigar smoking weather.
Yes.
And so our band competition made it to area. Our marching band made it to area.
Mm-hmm.
Area competition was supposed to be this weekend. So with the bad weather coming in, they didn't want to have to delay. So they took a vote on whether or not they should host it indoors in one of these gigantic indoor facilities.
Like the Star.
Like the Star. But it wouldn't be like that. It would be like a high school one.
There are high schools with indoor stadiums?
Not stadiums, but indoor facilities.
Yeah, I mean,
it would.
Our town has one, but I don't think it's full 100 yards. I think it's 20s. And it's like...
So the one that they were
like
planning on hosting
the field ends here, and like that's the wall.
Right.
You know?
So they were planning on hosting it, and it would be just streamed. So you wouldn't be able to have family there.
Because there's no stands in those
right.
things.
And then you would, like your pit would have to be to the side and not directly in front.
Okay.
It got voted down, and they ended up moving it to Monday to outdoors because I think logistically that's not fair. Like that's not fair. You know how it is with marching band. If you practice and practice and practice one way, and then all of a sudden the day of the competition you get thrown an Allen wrench in there.
Yeah. The thing for us, like growing up, now it's not that way, but we played on all grass fields. Yep. And then we'd go march at the big town, across the lake, and their stadium was, of course, turf.
And it was concrete stands.
Concrete stands, and their field had like one of the highest crowns ever on it.
Yep.
You could stand on one sideline and only see the tops of heads on the other sideline.
Yep. And I do remember that having an effect on us.
Yeah.
By the way, we were in band together.
We were in band together for a couple of years.
3? 2.
2.
That was a long time ago.
It wasn't. It was just a minute ago.
Sometimes it feels like a lot longer than it really was. And then sometimes I'm like, that was like 2 years ago.
I don't think it was 2 years ago.
By the way, I went with the no emblem hat today. I really like this hat.
You're blank.
Okay.
You got a logo on the side.
I got a logo on the side. It's on the side, so you can't see it in the camera. But I really, really like this hat. Okay. And the one that I had on it was starting to come off. There was a little heat press thing on there. Well, if it falls off, I can't wear it anyway. So I just took it off.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not allowed to wear that emblem on the podcast. So I was like, I just ripped it off there. And
yeah.
I like the hat. So guess what? Now it's my cigar smoking hat.
Cigar smoking hat.
So where are we going to start? Did we cover everything? Oh, we did not before we get into politics. It's the 1 year. Congratulations.
The 1 year.
We started this week, last year. So it got me thinking.
It was the 27th, right?
It was the 27th.
Okay.
And it got me thinking about like how far we've come. First off, for those that don't know, we tried to record the first episode, video record it, and it did not go well.
I think I still have a picture.
A picture of it?
Yeah. And I should have put that up on the screen. We can share it, and for the YouTube video, I'll throw it up there like I do with our clips,
and we only had one microphone.
Yeah, the first time.
I forgot about that honestly until
Which
you
is
said that
dumb.
the other day. I don't know why we did that.
I don't know why we did that either. Well, I do know why we did that, because that's the one I had.
Okay.
You know, we started this not buying a single thing.
That's
Like,
true.
I just went in my like office closet and was like, all right, what do we got here? So we've made some purchases.
Not we. Well, I guess I have.
Yeah.
But the scale that it has grown, I knew we might have. I knew we were going to be okay. But it was like, I didn't think people would actually listen. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But two, like, I didn't imagine the scale to what it would become for us, for like me and you. Like, we have like 5 different things on here that people have purchased for us.
Yeah.
We've got 4 cameras and lights and 3 computers, and we started with an iPad
and like a piece of paper. Because my iPad was recording, so I couldn't use it.
Yeah, we couldn't use your iPad. Yeah, and I mean, it's just come a long ways, and now we're streaming live on Twitch, and it's just it's amazing how it comes. So I wanted to cover just a quick couple of topics from the first podcast, and just kind of get your natural reaction. This is when Trump went to McDonald's and worked.
Oh, that was episode 1?
That was episode 1.
That's awesome.
And we talked about how the Ted Cruz Colin Allred race and how Colin Allred had flipped. We talked about Kamala's campaign, and that let's see here. Not a great candidate, responds to criticism, always runs to negative about her opponents, flipping on issues. That was kind of our show notes. And then we talked about electoral trends. So, yeah, that was the first episode.
October 27th. I mean, like 2 weeks before the election. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
It was
probably one of our shortest episodes too.
I think it was less than 45 minutes.
Yes,
I mean,
never been less than an hour since.
Yeah, we're 32 minutes in right now. So needless to say, it's gotten a little bit longer.
I do want to shout out the gifts. Like,
yeah,
you can too, but like I've got a couple. This one's the newest. I'm going to point in the wide shot, but right here in the center, that actually lights up. It's just that little disc that has our logo on it. I got that this week. That's from, I just recently changed jobs a couple months ago, and the place where I worked for a few years before that in public accounting, the guy, my like work friend that I worked with the most and that helped me the most in my career there, actually got me a gift leaving. And so, and he had to pick up a lot of my work after I left. And so whenever I got it, I said, man, it's a really thoughtful, really nice gift. Like, I was really surprised. He told me he's going to send me something, and I was like, that's awesome. You know, I feel bad for you sending me something. And so I asked him this week, I was like, I hope you don't regret sending it to me based on like what your work life has been since I've left, having to pick up basically my jobs and his also. So he said he didn't, but that's extremely thoughtful. My daughter got me this for my birthday, the American flag with our logo in it. She's into this thing. She also has an American flag in her room with The Weeknd on it.
Nice.
The artist, because she's a Weeknd fan like we talked about before. But we've gotten some really cool gifts. I mean, the cigars we're smoking tonight.
Yeah.
Our gifts.
And we've gotten some fan art or some art.
Yeah.
We didn't get it up tonight. We've got some other things that are there. I mean, stickers and some merch that we've been able to put out, and it's just been an amazing experience. This hobby is.
I think the first thing we got was that picture frame with all the cigar labels in it. That's really cool.
Yeah, with our sticker on it. So it's been an amazing first year. Hopefully, many more to come. Hopefully, many more. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the NBA. Let's jump back into that. I'm interested in your take because you're such a fan.
Do you want to play the clip first, or?
Yeah, the clip is just Kash Patel, just a short version of his press conference here.
Today, we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation.
I just want to start by saying first, Kash Patel's doing a great job.
I think so, yeah.
I
I mean, he had a couple, like we've talked about, he's had a couple of slip-ups, but nothing I'm going to like really fault him for.
absolutely not.
You know? Like,
Absolutely
and I just
not.
like seeing, this is going to, let me see if I can put this into words. I like seeing our FBI director talking about prosecuting what I consider to be real crime. Not like, you know, today we went against this political enemy of whatever. Or like, I don't know.
It has felt like that so far.
Yeah, it feels
little
like the real FBI.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, what is something, and maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I can't think of a big case from the FBI during Biden's term.
I can't think of one in a long time
Right.
that didn't at least come off as being politically charged.
Well, you see the FBI, it seems like in the last maybe 10 years, as reactive. A news story hits, something happens, and then you get the FBI up there talking about what happened.
Right.
I had no idea about this.
I hope you don't.
Yeah, right. And then you see Kash Patel coming in and talking about it and saying this has happened. And so it's like, okay, y'all aren't out there just investigating stuff that happens. You're out there actually investigating things we haven't even heard about yet.
I mean,
And that wouldn't have been brought to light if there wasn't an investigation.
so I heard Charles Barkley talking about it. I don't remember when the clip was on, but I wish I probably should have sent it to you, but it's okay. About how this is just stupidity. And Shaq and the other guys, Kenny, were saying that no, these guys are having a gambling addiction. Like
Yeah.
these guys have an addiction, and Charles has his own gambling, past.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if there would be some even bigger names that come out about this, but so far there haven't been. But like the Terry Rozier one was a 9-minute game, and he pulled himself out.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumor is at least what I could find on the internet was somewhere between $50,000 and $150,000 is what was won, or from his camp. That dude makes $26.6 million a year. Like, why is he worrying about $150,000 gambling? Like, that's not what he makes across his career.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's making this season. And
Well,
so, like,
Are you saying that he only got paid $150,000
I'm just saying,
for
like,
doing that?
his camp or whatever. That was
Uh-huh.
that was what you're reading on the internet.
Okay.
Like, I'm not. I don't know. There's no factual evidence that have come out
Yeah.
one way or the other. What I'm saying is like, if you're betting $50,000 or you have someone betting $50,000 on the amount of minutes on some prop bet, I mean, you're literally losing $26.6 million this year. And so
But you would think that it's not just money. Like if the mob's involved, you would think they've got something.
I mean,
And
maybe
they've got pressure, and they're like, it's not about what he's going to get paid. It's
that's
about
okay.
what all of them are betting on that are going to get paid.
Okay.
And so they're like, you're going to go out with an injury 9 minutes into this game. And so all of our people will win in their gambling rings. Because I don't remember what the bet was on Terry Rozier, if it was points or what it was. But say it is points or time or whatever. Or maybe, because I know nothing about basketball, maybe he's good enough that if he goes out, they lose the game. Mm-hmm. And if he is that good,
he is that good.
Okay, so he's so good that he goes out and they lose the game, and say they're supposed to win that game, the mob's going to take a bunch of bets for them to win that game, and then if all the bettors lose, the mob wins.
Yeah.
So that's what's there. But you do wonder what they have on these guys to get them to do that for them.
Well, there was even one where one of these guys that was arrested that wasn't one of the big names. Okay, he was one of the guys that was like a coach who did a couple of years, and then he did play a couple of years, but then like he's in. I know you don't follow the NBA, but there's a couple of years ago.
I don't, but I know who Chauncey Billups is.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups is. But there's a couple of years ago where J.R. Smith made this boneheaded move, like where he should have shot the three at the end of the game, and he had a heck of a game, but like right before this happens, he goes into the timeout, and that guy's sitting right behind him, and he whispers something to him. Now, that's 100% speculation, right? Mm-hmm. But it now makes you wonder, like, is that the reason he didn't shoot the ball?
Yeah.
What did this guy tell him? Now that we know what we know, what did this guy tell him that, could or could not have been? And like, he's even been interviewed on several of the NBA podcasts. Like, what were you thinking? He's like, man, I just don't know. So it's kind of.
Did you see what Stephen A. Smith said?
A little bit, yeah.
He said that this was he's warning. This could just be the beginning of Trump's revenge tour. I'm like, they did it, and it's a crime and it involves the mob and the FBI is investigating. Like, they've been doing it for a long time. 11 years, they said.
Yeah.
So that definitely
spans
going
a long time.
That spans back into Trump's first term, Biden, Trump's first term, and Obama before that this has been going on. And there's been different FBI directors that did not investigate this. I don't know.
I just think that
it's an odd take from Stephen A. Smith.
And his takes lately have been very good.
Right.
But he also
what's the rest of basketball saying? Like Barkley and everybody?
Barkley and them are kind of quiet a little bit, but like he just says this was boneheaded. But Barkley
boneheaded for the players.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But politically they haven't said a whole lot.
Okay, that's fine with that.
And I
don't think anybody's out here saying these guys didn't do it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say that.
And that's why I think it's an odd take from Stephen A. Smith, because if we're not, are you saying if they did do it, then what issue do you have with the FBI?
Well, and there's been several other like NBA, not big names NBA players, but like that have come out and said like, yeah, I would lose poker games to these guys regularly.
Yeah.
Because they would mark cards.
Yeah.
And then they would wear these special kind of glasses,
right.
I guess. I don't know a whole lot about the game of poker. Maybe
all cards are marked. You can actually see, you don't see the face side of the card, but it used to be glasses. Now it's as good as contacts. Say you're looking at, say a card is an ace, it's a red tint to the card, and you can see an A in that card, and that's an ace. You don't see the actual other side of it. Like
Right.
And so, but you would see that with these, now they're contacts, they used to be glasses, and so those are a big deal. But yeah, that's just old school cheating, though.
It just feels gross, if that makes sense. Like, I don't fully understand exactly how all of this works, because obviously I'm not in the mob and I'm not a heavy gambler.
Maybe it extends past the NBA, and that's why Pete Carroll threw the ball. Maybe. I mean, because any boneheaded move. Yeah, you're gonna go back and look at it and say, because the mob is heavy into gambling and sports gambling. All the shows always show them down at the horse track, but that's one side of it. It's not like they're not betting on the NFL and the NBA. And if they have influence and they can throw a game.
What was that?
That's what they have on Jerry.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we should.
The problem is nobody's out there betting for the Cowboys to win, so it's a failed premise.
What's that Adam Sandler betting movie? Uncut Gems. Have you seen that movie?
Yes,
Great movie.
that is a good
Great
movie.
And that's this whole.
It
and
ends
he
weird though. If you haven't seen it before, just know it's a great movie, but it doesn't end bad. But it's kind of like, okay,
yeah, and but he gets into that, and I don't understand that world.
Yeah.
As a collective whole, so I'm trying to like make connections to things that I don't really fully understand, and so like I'm trying to fill in the gaps with my own knowledge. But yeah, like it makes you wonder when you see these coaches make these boneheaded moves like a Pete Carroll. Like, did someone get in his ear and say, hey, if you score this touchdown, it's definitely going to be something crazy? I don't know. Because that's a... I just... And when he says tens of millions of dollars, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And so it begs the question, it was on the ballot last time we had a vote in Texas about maybe talking about getting gambling in Texas. Do you have a hard take on that? Casinos and...
Yeah, I was asked that question this week because we talked about going to Vegas. And so they said, what would you like? Don't you wish you could gamble here? And I think some time ago, I would have answered that differently than I answered today. I think some years ago, if you'd have asked me that, it would have been like, heck yes. I would love to just like drive to a casino and be able to play craps or blackjack. But now I don't. Like, I enjoy going somewhere and playing craps and blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I want to have the option of doing it every weekend. It's not so much that I don't trust myself. That's part of it. That I could actually like, because when I go and play, I have very strict rules on myself. I take a certain amount of cash, and like that's the cash I have. I leave most of it in the hotel room. So if I need to buy in, if I'm losing money, I have to actually walk to the elevator, go up the elevator, go back to my room, and like think about it before I go get more money out to go play with. So if it's so readily available, I maybe don't trust myself, but I also just don't. I kind of like it as a destination type of activity for me. When the Adelsons bought the Mavericks, and that was the talk, was they're going to move it up to where Texas Stadium used to be, put the new Mavericks stadium there, arena there, and put a casino there and a whole complex. I thought that would be pretty cool because I do like the casino resorts types of things.
Right.
That would be pretty cool because they don't even own the Adelsons or the Las Vegas Sands Corporation. They don't own any casinos in Vegas. They've got some in Macau and around here in the States, but they used to have the Sands, which got torn down, and that's where the Venetian is now. So I think a few years ago, or even just a couple of years ago, whenever they bought the Mavericks, I thought that might have been a good idea. But now, for me personally, I like it as a destination type of activity. I don't like, we can go to Oklahoma and play. So in Texas, we can go two different directions. You can go east to Louisiana and play what they call playing on the boats because they're actual like riverboat casinos.
Right.
They're also kind of like buildings. I don't know how that works. I thought it had to be on the water, and maybe it is, but I've been there, and you see you're right on the river, but still something about it. I don't know. Missouri's the same way. In Oklahoma, on Indian reservation land, they have casinos, right? So we can go play there. I don't like doing either one of those really, for different reasons, but I like going to Vegas. I like Vegas. I don't know that I really want it here. That was kind of my long way of getting to that answer. It's more just personal for me, is that I enjoy getting to go do that somewhere else.
Well, and it's also like a destination for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of resorts, did you happen to see, there's two things that have happened in the Metroplex about, one, Universal Studios is opening a facility in Frisco. The images are just fantastic, and it's going to be a beautiful resort type Disneyland, Universal Studios type place.
Right.
Place you can take your kids.
Yep.
But more local to us, did you happen to see what happened with Sapphire Bay and Rowlett?
Yes, I am following that because that's where my boat is.
So 2018, 19-ish. I was trying to look it up while you were talking, but there was a development that was announced that was going to be $1 billion. The resort was officially supposed to be started. Okay, it was purchased in 2018 into 2019, and it was started in 2021. And the city of Rowlett has now come to them and basically, not officially, but basically put them in default for not having enough progress done with the resort. I mean, and if you look at the images of this thing, it looked like a resort in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I was actually kind of excited about it because, like, you know, when you have kids like we have, and it's kind of hard to get away at certain times, especially to go to like that type of resort.
Just to describe, like the images, the renderings were, I mean, really nice. Residential and commercial space, some retail, restaurants, you know, like little boulevards to walk down. We were over at after we bought the new Suburban, we went over and had dinner at Legacy West, which is kind of that area where you're just kind of, it's like cobblestone walking down the street, businesses on each side, restaurants, things like that. But also kind of a resort also with a sand, like beach and lagoon and wave pool and all that kind of stuff. And like none of that's happened. I can tell you exactly what's there right now because I drive there often because there's a marina there, and that's where we keep our boat. And it's the name of the marina that our boat is in. And like right now, there's one apartment building. They've almost finished a fire station for that city. And there's almost done a Bombshells, which is a restaurant, if you're not familiar.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's almost done. But that has been pretty recent within the last year. That's all that's there. And it is nothing, like people are joking that it's not like this nice resort. It's more redneck Riviera.
Based on the pictures, it's not what it's supposed to be.
What is interesting is that right across the street over here in this empty land they're digging up, that's what they're supposed to put in, is another one just like it.
Really?
I forget what it's called, but it's got the sand beach and the lagoon and all the pretty things, and it looks great on the renderings. And everybody in our neighborhood is like, man, I cannot wait until I can just drive my little golf cart over there and hang out. And I'm like, well, let me tell you a story about a time whenever somebody said they were going to build that somewhere else, and go look at what it looks like right now years later. But all of that happened after the tornado.
Yes.
So in 2016, there was a tornado that came through the day after Christmas, a big one. And
it was a big.
It destroyed apartments, houses. I mean, for years, a few years after that, you would drive through Rowlett and you would just see foundations because it just demolished. It was an F5, big old wide thing. You could see it from across the lake when the lightning would strike. And it took out so much stuff. It took out the marina. And then so they came back after that, of course, and started redeveloping the area. And that was what they were going to do with it. And it doesn't look like that. I don't think it's ever going to look like that.
Okay, I think if you hit the down arrow, it should pop up. Maybe you have to refresh it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I probably will have to refresh it.
Oh, dang, I didn't think about that.
Let's just find out.
Oh,
yeah. Up to old Biden's next.
Okay, well, I tried. We tried to do a little live editing there.
I can drag it over. Hang on.
It's slide number 7 now. But yeah, I just, tying in the image that we're about to show, and then like the mafia and the gambling and the sports and all this stuff, it just seems like a lot of times we have these grandiose ideas of what it's like to have all these things, and next thing you know, you're losing $26 million, Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be suspended for an indefinite amount of time.
You want to know how much I don't know about basketball? Is I did not realize he was still playing. So that's it.
Yeah.
No, I will not allow you to show me notifications. So yeah, like you've got, like what I'm saying, you got the commercial, there's your wave pool, there's the beach lagoon. So that's where my boat
I think
is.
it's supposed to be on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, paywalls. I hate those things. But yeah, that's what it was supposed to look like.
So what's there now? I'm trying to figure out. So like, I think it's this, because that looks like this little apartment building. You can't see where my mouse is, but the far left of the screen, it's kind of cut off. There's like a circle. That's what the apartment, it is that. My boat's actually like right there.
But
that's,
yeah,
that's what the building looks like. And then you have this over here is not this. It's these like skinny townhomes. Yeah, they're like 3 stories, but they look like they're about 10 feet wide. Yeah, I mean,
I don't blame the city. I think the city is doing exactly what it should do.
Yeah, they did what they should
holding them
do.
accountable of what they should have already done.
Yep.
And that actually came out like last week or the week before last.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just boggles my mind at how much waste is going into that facility right there.
Right.
On another more local thing, I was scrolling on Facebook and I noticed this person pops up on what's it called? My brain has gone blank for the moment. Like they put this person in jail, like their jail pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
mugshot.
That mugshot does not look like a person that normally is in jail. I wonder what this person did. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
are you one of these people that look like our local county jail releases their mugshots?
My wife
go
does.
Online? Yeah.
Yes, my wife does.
We all have somebody or two in the family that looks that up about every week to see who got arrested.
I think it's daily. I think my wife looks at it daily. And so,
well, if she's on the Twitch, she can clarify.
She can. I don't know if it's daily but I'm pretty sure because she'll show me. She'll be like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Oh, that's a crazy crime that person committed." But anyways, this person was arrested for truancy, okay, for not taking their kid to school.
Yeah,
there were hundreds of comments on there. Like I don't know how often you look at Facebook comments, but like you look on, it's like
I try not to
100 plus. And I'm like, so I click on it, I'm scrolling. I'm reading some of the comments because it's like, just curious, like, what does it take? What are these people saying that would cause like hundreds of comments? And so I'm like, first off, the amount of comments that were blaming the school district, mind-boggling. I don't know exactly how many absences you have to be arrested for truancy. Your student has to have for you to be arrested for truancy.
That's what I would want to know is like, how bad did it get for her to get arrested?
I mean, but I would guess it was in the 20 plus unexcused. And so in the districts that I've worked for, I have seen a handful get taken to truancy court.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming more common due to some of the stuff that's changed over the last couple of years and the new laws and stuff that were passed by Abbott. But like this person, so the Twitch just informed me it's 10 and you have to have skipped court. So that means that person did not show up to the truancy court to plead why was their kid absent.
I know the number's 10 and I'm not like arguing against the Twitch on that because I know that the number is 10. I don't know if they're saying the number is 10 for this person because I feel it would have to get more than that.
Yes.
Because I know some people who have 10 unexcused absences and nothing happens. Like that is like the rule.
10 unexcused in 6 months.
Yeah. Well,
that's
you know
a
what's
lot,
funny?
though. That is a lot.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? 2 things.
Okay, here you go. And to get arrested, you skip court and you have to have gotten a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
That's a lot. Just take your kid to school.
Yeah. Our kids, one of them had to have a tooth pulled. One of our first graders. And I hate how, and I understand it's probably a state law thing. I'm not like harping on the school, but to get a tooth pulled, he had to have a certain time of an appointment. It's not just a tooth cleaning. Like this is when we can do it and it needs to happen. So it had to happen like at 9:30 in the morning. He loves school. So he went.
It's drying out my cigar. I'm going to have to move it back.
Oh. So he went.
Figure out why I was drying out.
He went to school that morning. And then my wife picked him up, took him to the dentist, and he wanted to go back. So she took him back. But because he wasn't there for that attendance period that like it's taken at either 10 or 10:30 in the morning, he gets counted absent for the whole day. And like the kid had perfect attendance. He wants perfect attendance. And I'm like, he was there all but for like an hour and a half of the day. But because he missed that hour and a half, he gets counted absent for the whole day. And I understand the school probably has nothing to do with that, because if they could, they would count him there, because that's how they get paid. Like, I get it. If they wanted to, they surely would count him there. But I'm like, that is just the dumbest thing, because, you know, if he missed, he could leave. Like, any elementary school kid could leave at 10:35 every single day and have perfect attendance. You know?
Yeah.
But he misses it for his dentist appointment, and that's just a really petty thing that I'm complaining about. The other thing is that my high school senior,
pause.
Yeah.
The Twitch is saying that that's not correct.
Okay.
So I would be willing. I can only speak for what our district does. If you provided a note, like a doctor's note,
It would be excused.
but you would still have perfect attendance.
Oh, do you still get perfect attendance
Yeah.
if it's an excused absence?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case.
Especially if it's a medical.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're not going to take
Okay,
that
well,
away
that
from
makes
them.
me feel better, because he was like, he got it. It was after the first, are we already 9 weeks in?
Yes.
This
we're 11.
Okay.
We're starting
So this
or
is
12.
He got they give him a little keychain for perfect attendance on the first 9 weeks, and he was so excited to get that.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, so then there you go.
But no, because this happened after that. This was like last week or something. So, and he was so excited to get that, and so I was like, well, dadgum. So okay, so if it's excused, all right. Well, you know, thank you, Twitch.
Yeah, it says the school can accept a doctor's note for that, and it will be counted as a medical and not go against the school's ADA, which is the average
Well,
daily
good.
attendance. The school can
Everybody
accept
wins.
that and code it as medical.
Everybody wins.
But
School gets paid. He gets perfect attendance.
One of the things that I know that our district has stopped doing is accepting tooth cleanings as a full day absence.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you go across the street, get your teeth cleaned, and then you're gone all day. I don't think that happens.
they really cleaned them. They did a good job.
I made our oldest daughter go back to school after she had her teeth cleaned, and they gave her gas. It was,
Well, I mean, yeah, I could see that.
maybe she had a tooth pulled. I can't remember, but
I was about to say,
I did make her
gas
go back.
for a teeth cleaning. That's a very intense teeth cleaning. We got to calm you down. Can't
Keep it
handle
chill.
it.
But it was just amazing to me, like, that all the comments were like, the schools, the government you need to take control of your own kid. And I'm like, people on Facebook that are commenting about this obviously have no idea about how attendance works and how this person definitely, I can promise you that whoever's in charge of that school's attendance does not want to take that person to truancy court. The amount of paperwork that school has to do in order for that to get to that level is intense.
Yeah.
Is intense.
Yeah.
So, are we going to talk about socialism in New York City?
Sort of. I mean, we can talk about as much as you want. I think the topic that I'm interested in is, so Zoran Mandami is running the Democrat ticket. He's definitely socialist, possibly a communist, and he's right now slated to win. There is a Republican running, Curtis Sliwa, and Cuomo is running as an independent. Everyone says if Curtis Sliwa gets out, all those votes go to Cuomo, and then Cuomo has a chance at beating Mandami. And so the question is, and I didn't plan on getting into Mandami himself as a candidate. We could talk about that, but it's New York. The question is, should the Republican get out to help the actual Democrat, Cuomo? Because that's what people want. So they don't get Mandami. So you get a lesser evil if the Republican gets out. But then it's like, if you're a Republican or if you're a conservative and you're saying, well, I want the Republican to get out so I get a less bad Democrat. So that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is let New York make their own bed and then teach the whole country a lesson on why this was a bad idea.
Okay, so that's where my history brain goes.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want him to, I want to see, okay, how do I say this without coming off as being disingenuous? I want to see if socialism works. I know it doesn't. I've read lots of books. I know all the history behind all the isms of most of history. I won't say all because you can't know all of history. But I know a lot about all the isms. And I'm kind of curious to see if it will work. And then when it fails epically, which all of history tells us it will, then I can say, okay, I witnessed it.
Right.
So if you're asking me, Kyle Smith, if you want the Republican to drop out to give the votes to the independent, the answer would be no, because I kind of want him to win, because I think it's going to fail miserably.
Right.
I don't think he gets 6 months in and it's showing any success at all.
I think that is the more pure approach. I think if somebody says, no, I want Curtis Lewa to get out, so you get Cuomo instead of Mandami, okay, I like that's a take. And I'm not like wishing the demise of New York for this by getting Mandami, but on the one hand, it is like people should run, people should vote. And if New York chooses someone who just self-described as a socialist, universal childcare, free buses,
free groceries, free housing, rent control.
And it's like,
he's not trying to hide it either.
No, that's what I mean. It's self-described, but it's so interesting. Like Kansas City tried free buses and just recently said, this is stupid and not working, and they quit. And like, that doesn't mean that Kansas City is the same as New York. New York has a much higher need for busing than Kansas City does. And that's just one example. So that's kind of your take on, do you let him try it and let it fail? And like, I don't know to what extent as the mayor he can push his own policies. Mayors, just like presidents, are not dictators.
Yeah.
Still has to get through. You still have a council. Still have commissioners. I don't know.
That's why I'm paying attention to that race.
He's not a fan of the police.
He is not.
And I don't really like visiting New York myself or with my family if you have a mayor who is going to undercut the police. I don't go to bad parts of New York whenever we visit. We mostly stay in Manhattan.
We were only there for like 14 hours.
Yeah.
We drove in from Jersey, rode the little ferry across into the financial district.
Yeah.
Did some touristic things, and then we left.
Right.
But, that's what Giuliani ran. Giuliani ran on the exact opposite and did a very good job, from what I understand. I mean, I don't live there. I wasn't a part of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he supported the police and the fire. And
to me, it's a test in more ways than one. Again, that's one of the reasons I'm interested in it, because like, this is a test for the Democrat Party to say, are you going to learn your lesson of the last 4, 5, 6 years and go a little more normal? Because this guy's not a little more normal. Cuomo is. Cuomo's just a normal Democrat. Like, he's just a good old normal Democrat. Won't agree with a lot of his policies. Might think a couple things are okay. Going to be liberal, but still just a Democrat.
He's the old blue dog Democrat.
Yeah, this Mandami is so far left he fell off the edge.
Which is so odd that they were allowed to have no King's protest, and you have a socialist who wants to take over everything of New York.
Right.
Right? So, and that's one of the, that's where we're on the same wavelength here. We're just looking at two separate parts of it. Like, you are literally about to vote someone in that is going to literally have like king like rules.
Right. But like, and you can chime in here as a history teacher. It takes a minute to get there. Like the communist, the socialist says, these are the benefits you are going to get. And that's how they get the people on their side. Then once they have the people on their side getting the free things dependent on government, then they get to take over with a dictatorial type of power.
Correct.
So when people, I don't think like anybody in New York is saying, yeah, we want an actual socialist or communist, thinking of historical people,
right,
to be our leader. But I want free groceries and free bus rides and free childcare. What shocks me about it is how no one follows that through to its logical end.
So this actually ties into the clip that I posted, and it ties into the government shutdown. Can we pop down there to number 10? Well, I guess it'll be number 11 now.
No, it's 10. Oh,
I moved one down.
I don't think it's going to be there.
Oh, okay.
Biden.
You can see where we're
Biden.
going next. Okay,
There he is.
so I want to set this up a little bit, and something that I've been thinking about a lot lately is like, how do we get out of this shutdown? Okay, and Bernie Sanders has been making the podcast news outlet run.
Yep.
And this was the conversation that they had.
Which, and I want to say this every single time because he is a very liberal Democrat, and I want to give props every time we can. He is on Rogan. He is a Democrat. He is a liberal Democrat who will sit down and do the long form podcast, which so many of them will not do.
Yes, and he's the only one so far.
Yes, he can do it. So props to Bernie.
Let's play this real quick.
When the government promises endless funds to insurance companies or private universities without any cost controls, and Trump seems to understand this, prices rise far beyond the rate of inflation. And we've seen it in tuition, and we've seen it in pharmaceutical, and we've seen it in healthcare. So my question is, will Democrats recognize the poison pill that they've often placed into well-intentioned policy?
Right. What they end up doing is coming up with very complicated proposals.
Okay, so what they're talking about is the ACA, which is the American Affordable Health Care Act. And it was, when it was first presented, let me give a little bit of historical background. When it was first presented, we've talked about this before, I liked what they did, okay? I liked that the idea was, there's a little bit of a price control, but you're still going to have this open market where, you know, these insurance companies can come into this marketplace and bid and put all of this stuff in. But what it has become is exactly what he's saying there, is it's become this like unending free gift to the insurance companies. He also threw student loans in there.
Right.
I mean,
it's a good example.
It's a great example.
Yeah.
And how the cost of everything has just gone up, especially in those two areas, right? Health insurance premiums are going up and up and up. You're seeing people, I mean, it's a regular conversation in the circles of people that I talk to, like, you know, what's going to happen with health insurance next year? Are we going to have to see triple or quadruple prices if this doesn't pass? So on and so forth. Well, then also the same thing about, like, we talked about this either last week or the week before about FAFSA and how student loans, they'll just give them away.
Right.
Essentially, and you're saddling these kids with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. I was talking to someone this weekend, and they're helping pay for their granddaughters or great aunts or great niece and nephews college. One is at A&M, one is at Texas, and it's $50,000 a semester. And I'm like, there is no degree worth that amount of money. I mean, that's essentially, if you go 4 years, that's $400,000
Right.
that you're having to pay out of your pocket. And so I think that it's finally kind of rearing its ugly head of, like, and this is what we're talking about also with Mandami, is like, okay, your ideas are great. The idea of socialism is good for the lower class people. But the problem is when it fails, the lower class people end up paying more. Okay, continue on with what Bernie says.
Bernie.
You make $48,964.
Yes.
You will get this thing.
But
you make
Tom,
$1 more, you're finished, and blah, 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 blah. Look, we have got to make it simple. In the wealthiest country in the history of the world, should healthcare be a human right? Yes, it should be.
Pause.
Should we have the best quality education?
That's where I disagree with Bernie.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't think you should, to me, the pursuit of happiness is where they're going with this, with the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They are putting that life and the pursuit of happiness, and they're encompassing that idea of healthcare. I don't believe that that's the case. Now, I also want to preface this with saying, like, if you break your leg, it should not cost you $50,000 or $60,000 to get that thing fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm somewhere in between. right? We should have some like, okay, this is what it's going to cost if you have a medical emergency, and here are the options for you. If you have health insurance, then you pay this. If you don't, you pay this. And the cash price should be more expensive than the insurance price.
Yeah.
Because you're paying for that every month.
Right.
So, but what Bernie goes on to say, I just don't agree with that on that principal point. Okay, continue.
In the world, from childcare to graduate school, yes, we should.
Right, but these are.
And how do you pay?
Let's get there.
All right, then the question is, all right, these are.
I'm writing this
all right,
down, Sanders.
All right, the Republicans. Well, you're getting violent here, you know.
You're right. I get excited when you're around.
All right. You know, and what we need is a very simple, straightforward agenda, which says, by the way, and this is really a sticky point. You got to finally say to the oligarchs who have never, ever had it so good, they're making money hand over fist, all right? And you got to say to them, sorry, guys, $1 billion is enough. You ain't going to have 200 billion or 300 billion. Try to survive on $1 billion. You're going to start paying your fair share of taxes.
I'm going to pause that. Because me, and this is, hey, unashamedly free market capitalist. If you make what he calls the oligarchs, what he's really saying are American business people and American businesses that employ millions of people. If you make them pay their fair share, they're going to make less money. That's what happens. If you say, because like somebody said, why can't you just tell Elon Musk that $1 billion's enough? And then everything he pays over that is like a 90% tax rate or something. You know what? Elon Musk is going to make $1 billion. Why would he go out and work? And like people that talk this way have never owned a business because they don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into owning a business. Why would you go out and do that if you have to give all the money to the government? It won't happen. And it's not going to work. You're not going to get that influx of cash into the government to pay for these things. And then the second thing I'll say about that is we've only had an income tax for a little over 100 years. And it was extremely small, 1 or 2% on the highest earners from the very beginning. And now look what it's grown to. If you say, well, this is all we need to do, this is what Bernie Sanders is saying now. He has a number. He may not say it on here, but he has a number of income and a percentage of tax paid that he says will work and do this. Well, you know what? It'll work and do it today, but it won't work and do it tomorrow because then the government's going to need more money.
Right.
Margaret Thatcher, PM of Great Britain, said, socialism doesn't work because you can't stand in a bucket and pick yourself up by the handle.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wish, I don't know if I even wish that it would, but it doesn't. And it never has. And you'll say, what about all these other countries that have universal health care? Those countries do not want the United States to have universal health care because the United States economy props those other countries up. The richest family in Germany, most of their money comes from 2 grocery store chains that operate exclusively in the United States. Think about that for a second. Just if that's news to you, I'm not going to name them, but there are 2 grocery store chains that are owned by the same German family. That German family that pays those big German taxes makes their money off the United States taxpayer. And then that money gets shipped home and helps pay for Germany to have universal health care. And the reason I bring that up is because Germany is the largest economy in Europe. And if you want to talk about large economies, only Germany is the only European economy bigger than California's economy as one state.
Right.
Germany, Great Britain, and France are the only 3 European countries with bigger economies than Texas. You're talking about entire countries over there. It's not the same.
Right.
And if Germany, Great Britain, and France don't have businesses operating in the United States, making money off the United States taxpayers who don't pay for universal health care, those economies don't get the tax dollars they need in Europe to pay for universal health care.
Right.
No one in Europe, no leader in Europe wants the United States to have a tax system that is enough to pay for universal health care because that means the demolition of their own economies. If our economies can't prop up Europe like it does.
Right. I want to talk about
That's
the child care thing.
Soapbox moment. You wanna
I
keep
don't
playing
think that's a soapbox moment at all. Like, I literally think that people don't understand. And I think that a lot of times, like, we this is a grandioso idea.
Well,
It
why
is.
can't we do it? Finland does it. I mean, Finland?
But don't compare us to Finland.
For real.
I get frustrated. Okay, you got on your soapbox. I'm getting on my soapbox. Like, I read a lot of like what the Finnish do in their education system.
Yeah.
But they don't educate every child. Okay, they don't educate everyone. We educate everyone.
Yeah.
So it's apples and oranges.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not.
That's
gonna go
why I
that
brought
far.
up Finland.
I'm not
'cause
going
I
to go
knew-
that far.
I
I'm not
knew.
going to go no more. No more.
I
Okay,
knew
keep
dig a
going.
bone
I
with
do
you.
want to come back to that child health care, but he says it. Our child care, but he says it again.
And this is like, so when you see Donald Trump go to, and only in this one area, but go to them and say, you're giving me 10% of your company if we're going to help you out. Or we're going to do that. But here's the thing, Pfizer, you're not going to charge these people anymore. Does that change the calculus now for Democrats to govern with more balls?
I think it does.
Okay. And that's what the Democratic Party so far has missed. And I think Fetterman is there. And I think there are several others that are there that are saying, okay, he being President Trump, he has negotiated with TikTok now. I don't know. That's not on the run sheet, but it's going to be, if we have time, we'll get to it in smoke sessions. But like, he's negotiated with Pfizer. He's negotiated with multiple other entities and multiple other governments to benefit the American person. Is it directly or indirectly helping everyone? Maybe, maybe not.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the beef market. Have
Yeah.
you been paying attention to that
Yes.
story? Okay. He negotiated with the Venezuelans. I don't necessarily agree with exactly what he's doing based on several people that I'm following and reading online that have very, very hard opinions about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of see where both sides are coming from.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough for us to even have a full on topic on the podcast on that. But my point is he is saying like, maybe we just let Trump do what Trump is going to do and see how it plays out. And that's when Bernie's like, yeah, I think you're right.
I think it does. I mean, they've seen a boldness on the part of Trump using his power in a way that we have never seen before.
Pause.
So I hope it wakes.
That is the job of the executive branch.
Yeah. He's the CEO.
He's the CEO of the company, and there are checks and balances to check him.
Right.
And we've talked about this on the podcast before. We're in episode, what is this, 46? Like in 44, 45-ish, we talked about how they restricted his war powers.
Right.
We talked about that. And I promise you that there are Republican senators and Republican representatives to where if they say, hey, he's getting too much power, we need to fix this, they will.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. They're not in his pocket. And can we just pause for a second before I'll finish the video and say, we have to get away from this idea that I have to agree with every single thing the person does that I voted for.
100%.
Like, I like a lot of what he's doing. And we've talked about it's hard to find like places where he's like failed or faltered, right?
Hold on.
But
Can we pause for just a minute?
are you done with it?
This is a fantastic. No, I'm going to smoke the thing until there's none left.
We're supposed to stop at the band.
I know, but this is a good cigar.
I know.
And I'm wondering, Tracy, I hope you're still listening. I'm wondering if the filler goes past the band because it doesn't taste burnt.
I know it's still good. I mean, I'm not quite to the
I'm
band
past
yet,
the
but
band.
yeah.
I mean, this is a really good cigar. I'm telling you, I'm worried.
I've enjoyed
'cause,
it.
You know, that cigar's not cheap. It doesn't fall in my $10 to $20 price range. Okay, sorry.
We don't have to agree with everything that they do. And we've got to get away from like whoever you vote for, whether you voted for VP Harris or Trump, like either one of them will do things. And the next person who's president after Trump will do things that you like and that you don't like. And the thought is, if you voted for them and they win, they're going to do more things you like than you don't like. But there are going to be times they do things you don't like. The beef thing and the things he said this week, I don't like. Now, I applaud him for working on it, for saying this is an issue that affects American citizens, affects America, affects our economy. I'm going to go address that. And he's taking a stake. Some of the things he said, I'm like, dude, you're a New York billionaire real estate mogul. And I don't know. Like, we're not going to get into all that, like you said.
But I mean, the price of I just learned about this weekend. So if I butcher some of the terminology, but apparently a heifer and a calf are going for $5,600 a pair.
Mm-hmm.
And they're projecting that the next major sale, which is in the next coming months, I think it could go up to $7,500.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way more than what it should be.
Good for the cattle rancher, bad for the guy selling beef.
Yeah. Dang.
Which sometimes are the same person.
Sometimes. So when we finish this clip, and then we can kind of tie a bow on this.
Democrats
Yeah.
to understand.
You want Luke Skywalker to look at Darth and go, I could do that. I could just nicer without the people in the mask.
The Democrats don't have anybody to do that.
No.
In his analogy, the Democrats don't have their Luke Skywalker. Gavin said he's running today, but they don't have their person.
But the revolution, the political revolution that we need also means an involvement. And this is what was so exciting about the No Kings Day. It's 7 million people coming out. We need all of you to be involved in this process. It's got to be a bottom-on-up revolution, not a top-down.
I like Bernie. I do. He has some grand ideas, and I believe that he believes he's doing the right thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I think
I don't like him.
I think he is, well, I mean, I like him as a political figure because
I wish the last time he was on Rogan, I was listening. We were in California, I think. And he may have been like weeks on before that. I don't listen to Rogan every day or every week, but I wish that Rogan would have pushed him some on, like we just talked about, follow this through to its logical end.
Yeah.
Because Bernie has a lot of really good ideas, but when you start getting to the paying for it part, like his whole argument, like we've talked about this before, he is very articulate for his points. But I wish he would get pressed harder on, let's actually follow this through its logical end. Okay, so you're going to raise taxes on this group of people who make this much money. Let's look at when that's happened before and what happens to the economy. Then look at the economy 10, 15 years down the road from that. Look at the 80s.
Yeah.
Look at post-Carter and look what happened in the economy with Carter and then how Reagan came in and fixed it slowly over time. Like, I wish he would have got pressed harder on that. I agree. He is articulate about his points. I believe he is genuine. Like you're saying, I believe he does believe this. Like a lot of people, I think, are just saying it just to get power. I believe Bernie actually believes that what he's saying will actually work, and he wants that for the American people. I'll give him that all day long.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah, I just think his ideas are.
I believe that he believes his ideas. When I hear someone like a Gavin Newsom or an AOC speak, I don't believe that they believe what they're saying.
They're saying what they need to say to get votes.
Exactly, but I don't think that about him.
Bernie's for real.
And that's where my respect for him comes from. Now, I cannot agree. It's like what you've said. I can disagree with him all day long, but I do have enough respect for him to at least listen to what he's saying because I think he believes it.
Right. Yeah.
And so going back just a little bit of how, and the government is still shut down. I believe we're in day 26 or 27. And yes, I did just say 6-7. It's every day, dude. I didn't realize how many times I said 6-7 in one day. My son got written in his folder for saying it in Spanish. Maybe he didn't get written in his folder.
My 10-year-old, they scored 7 at their first game on Saturday. And so the whole walk back to the car was, how many goals did we score? 6, 7, the whole time. All the way back.
Oh, my gosh. And now they're saying it in Spanish. They're doing it in Spanish. And I'm like, guys, come on now. So then, and my wife and I have talked about this. We're going off on a rabbit trail here, but my wife and I have talked about this. Like, the only way to beat these social media things is to join in. Or just throw it in there just a little bit like I just did.
Yeah.
And then they don't think. But, I mean, the government is still shut down, and it's still going back to the Affordable Health Care Act subsidies to the health insurance companies. And I don't see how it ends. Like on Friday or Saturday, the Republicans put out like a bill that would provide funding for SNAP and to pay some essential federal workers, and it was turned down.
Still voted it down.
And so it's like the only way that it appears that they're going to win this argument is to give in. And I don't see an end in sight.
I don't think they're going to give in.
The Republicans aren't going to give in, and the Democrats aren't going to give in. Because this is the only sticking point that the Democratic Party has at the moment. This is the only leg they have to stand on.
Yeah.
And the only way they can stop it.
But what bugs me so much about it is like Democrats just own your take. Stand on your take. Because what you're saying is you can't say both. You can't say, we're not going to open up the government until the Republicans, and this is their words, not mine, the Republicans address their health care crisis. That's the talking points you hear from Jeffries, everybody else. We're not going to open up the government until the Republicans address their health care practice. And then they go over to this microphone and they say the Republicans have shut the government down. Like you can't, those two ideas don't exist in the same universe together. Like either you're keeping the government shut down for this cause you believe so much about, then you can't say the Republicans have shut down the government. And when they do the votes, I just said do. Poop Bandit's back. When they do the votes, right, it's every Republican senator voting yes and 3 Democrats. Like, it's not like there's a handful of Republicans that are like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to get fixed.
4 more senators, 4 more Democrats. And I think eventually, that's what I mean. Like the Democrats are the ones losing ground in votes.
100%.
So,
and that's what he's saying there. That's what Jon Stewart's saying there. Like,
so I think that Chuck Schumer is going to have to go to 4 people and say, take one for the team, and I'm going to have to blow you up in the press, but we'll do whatever for you later on down the road, and be sure you're safe. We'll fundraise for you. You're not going to lose your seat. You know, get 4 senators that just won, so they got 6 years for everybody to forget about it. And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm really surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I'm not shocked at all.
I'm not shocked, but I am surprised. I figured by day 27 it would be.
I think if it hasn't been opened by the end of this week, it may be after Thanksgiving. Because November 1st is the first real big, like that's the first one where the food stamps don't go out. The big payment to the military people doesn't get, their salaries don't get paid. Like that's the one to where you're really, really going to see. And like I have Facebook friends that I'm reading their Facebook page and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't get this.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother conversation in itself about life choices and generational issues that we have in our country. But like for this moment, I feel sorry for them.
I mean, yeah, you take away 2 paychecks from somebody, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they missed their October 15th and Friday is payday again.
Yeah.
On 31st. So you take away both of those, that's tough for anybody just to miss a month of paycheck.
I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm being quite frank. Do you care that Trump is tearing down the east wing of the White House?
Yeah.
You do?
I don't like it.
Okay, go for it. Let's hear it.
Well, let's say I don't like it. My opposition to it is not from the president shouldn't change up the White House kind of argument. Like that's not it. Like I understand, like one president added the West Wing, one president added the East Wing, and there have been lots of modifications and remodels that have gone on throughout history for the White House. I get that. I get that it's been gutted for completely down to the beams and just completely redone. I understand all of that. I have no issues with all that. My issue with it, and my issue is not even with the East Wing. Like it's the vice president's offices and the first lady's offices. And like, I understand that can be somewhere else, wherever. I don't care. I would obviously have a much bigger issue if you had to tear down the West Wing to do it, because that's a much more important part of the White House. And I would have a much bigger issue with it if you had to tear down the residence, because that's when you think of the White House, that's what you think of is
right.
the residence, the
right.
part in the middle. So the East Wing is like the little brother of the White House complex.
Right.
You're going to tear something down. But this thing they're building, I don't mean to say it like that. I think the ballroom is a cool idea, like state dinners and whatnot. Having a large space is huge. And if you look at the renderings, it overshadows the White House itself, in my opinion. The residence is 55,000 square feet. This thing is 90. And so basically you're replacing the East Wing. It used to be like you got the White House in the middle. Camera. You got the White House in the middle that you think of as the White House that's on all the pictures and all this kind of stuff. I got a picture of it right there on the wall. I was standing there. And then you have the colonnades, and you got the West Wing where the Oval Office is, and you got the East Wing kind of matches. It's symmetrical. Now you're going to have the White House, colonnade, West Wing, Oval Office still there. And then like, wow, just huge ballroom. And I'm just looking at the renderings thinking, I think that looks ridiculous. And if like that's what you needed to have state dinners, put it somewhere else. Lafayette Park is just to the north. Lafayette, we love you. We'll give you a statue somewhere else, but maybe we put it there. Like, I don't like the way it's going to look. Got no problem with the president making changes and stuff like that to the White House, but I think
you don't have a problem with the ballroom in itself. You have a problem with the size
and where it is, and then it's going to overshadow
the residency,
the main building. Like, if you really look at the renderings, it's like big old ballroom, White House, and then like the West Wing.
Yeah.
I just don't, to me,
I understood
it's a very Trump thing. And like, whether we like it or not, like Trump doing Trump things. And like, this is a very Trumpy end of Trump things. And like, again,
apparently there's going to be a big archway.
We don't have to. Yes. Well, I love that. Like it, but it's not like his.
Yeah.
It's America's 250th anniversary.
Right.
And like,
you think they're going to have it open by July 4th?
I don't know. But I think that's cool. I think the big archway, like you go to other major cities,
yeah,
they have big archways. That's not a bad thing. and usually they do commemorate.
Right.
Like there's the gate in Paris, France. There's a couple of them. There's a World War II victory arch gate in Moscow in Russia that I've seen in person. Like, I don't like where it is and how I don't care about how big it is. It could be that big, just not right next to the White House, where it's nearly twice the size of the White House.
I guess I hadn't even thought about it from that perspective.
That's the only thing I don't like about it. And again, it doesn't mean I'll be like, well, dadgum, I wish I hadn't voted for Trump. Like, no, I'm not even saying that at all. I don't like it. Maybe I'm too traditional.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
We'll see.
I don't know. I need to look at the renderings again. Now that you bring it up from that perspective, I hadn't really thought about it like that.
That'd been a great thing to put up on the screen, Clint.
I hadn't really thought about it, but I originally thought that the East Wing was this size of a ballroom anyways. And so I didn't really understand why they were doing it. Well, then when they started tearing down like the front of it, well, I guess it would have been the side of it if you're facing it. Like, I was like, okay, are they going to just add on to it? And then now the whole East Wing is gone. The whole East Wing is gone. Like, you look at satellite images and it's like,
yes,
it's no longer there. And I'm like, oh no. And I also wonder,
before and after, like the September 26th picture and the October 26th picture. All right, here's one that.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize we were tearing the whole East Wing down. I'm not sure historically if I like that.
That's also a thing. Like, when it first happened, everybody's like, y'all chill. He's just tearing down a colonnade. I'm like, no, the whole thing is coming down. All right, we'll drag this over. See, look how big that thing is. That's what I don't like. Like, here's your West Wing. That, like, you can't see my mouse on the screen. You got the West Wing on the left. You can see the Oval Office right there where it kind of sticks out. It's just too much.
I don't know, man. I kind of like it.
But look, it all comes out forward. Like, when you look, you can't stand there anymore. They make you get real far away. Like that whole Circle Drive, you're that and a ways and some parking spots and then a whole street
right
back to where you can actually stand and look. So you can't see it that great anymore. So maybe, I don't know, but just look how
it does look very large.
It's big. And I'm not saying they don't need it.
Yeah. I kind of like it. I mean, I wonder what it's going to look like visually in person. So I'm kind of trying to visualize what it's going to be looking like for standing at the Washington Monument.
And if you
looking
work at the Treasury Department, you're sad because like you used to have a
No.
view of the White House.
Yeah.
Now you get a view of a ballroom.
Yeah.
I like that they have one. I think
had a
it's
relative
cool
that
to
worked in
have
that.
one.
I had a relative that worked right there. You could, in his office, you could see out the door to out the window.
And
I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of like it.
what do you like about it?
I just like the power that it shows. I don't know. To me, like architectural structures.
Did you see
like that.
Eric Swalwell saying that the Democrats need to vow on day one because he's concluded that a Democrat's going to win the presidency after Trump,
okay.
to tear it down on day one?
Okay. Well, then you just wasted a lot of money.
I mean,
What are they going to do? Rebuild the exact same thing? The problem is, okay,
I mean, they won't
so
do that.
I know they won't. But
if
here's
a
the problem: they can't even get Democrats to pay for Biden's library.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is being privately funded. Do
Right,
you
that's
really
true, that's
think
true.
that? Do you really think that they're going to be able to do that? No. I don't know, man. I just I kind of like it. Historically speaking, I don't really like that from that perspective, but like architecturally speaking, it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool. Are there any more images on this website? Be careful because you don't know what's going to pop up on that page.
There is like there's a bird's eye view of a imprint of like where the East Wing used to be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be way bigger. There were some people that were very upset about the magnolia trees that were torn down, that were pulled out. But then I read another article that said they dug them up and they're storing them somewhere,
Okay.
and they're gonna put them back. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess those magnolia trees are right there. You can kind of see them there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna take the wait and see.
I've definitely seen some like reaction, to it. Like, it's a historical East Wing. I'm like, that's like, 60, 70 years old, right? Like, and
I see what you did there.
and it's, the first lady's offices and the vice president's offices, like, okay, like, whatever. Like, I don't care about any of that. It's not like the historical. It's not like,
right.
where, Martha Washington walked or anything.
Right.
Like, come on, y'all.
Right.
And like somebody said, and the president's beloved movie theater. I don't care about that.
Well, then it got me thinking, okay, and I know you saw that on the run sheet. If you could add one thing to the White House, what would, if you were president for 4 years, what would you add to the White House? I know what I would add.
I know, and you put it on there, and I didn't put anything on there because I can't think of what I would add.
I would add a cigar room. There's no
course.
smoking allowed. No smoking allowed.
In the White House?
And that's what it says on the grounds.
Tell Hunter Biden that.
Whoa. Where's our little pa-dum-dum? Shh. Do we still have that sound? That little sound? Now, a little bit of history behind it. I did not realize that it was built by FDR in the East Wing.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
1942.
Okay, so 80 years old.
80, yeah. I just, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I'm taking the wait and see approach. And when it gets built, I'll come on here and I'll say, I really like it, or I really don't.
Yeah. We'll go visit.
Ooh, podcast trip.
Podcast trip.
Let's see what else we got going on.
I honestly can't think of a room I would add.
Man, you wouldn't add anything?
I don't know. Like what's there they don't already have?
Well, now there's no movie theater. I just think that I think it's gonna be cool. I think that I think they need a place on the presidential residency to host these balls like this, and there's not.
That's another thing that I thought about is like, why does it have to be next to the White House? They go different places.
Right.
The president goes to the Kennedy Center all the time. They go to different places all the time. I understand it's the most secure.
Right.
But when a world leader visits and they do these state dinners, the world leader's not spending the night in the White House. They're traveling to a hotel. Like, are you telling me you can't, like, say, at Lafayette Park there to the north or whatever? I think you could put it off site and still have state dinners there. I don't think it has to be right next to the White House, but a lot of people like it.
Hey, look at us disagreeing. Again, 2 weeks in a row.
Man,
I'm just trying to think that there's nothing you would add. Nothing.
I can't think of anything. Like, what else would you add besides the cigar room? You took the good one.
I know I did take the good one. Sorry about that. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? We'll do a little smoke sessions.
Oh, we got to do our Biden clips.
Oh, I almost forgot. Episode 46, President 46. We should have some very good gaffes.
Okay.
Cringiest gaffes. Did you make this?
No.
Oh, no, the son.
I did not. I'm only going to play the first couple of minutes in here, but we do get the debate in this. Got to get fallen upstairs. I mean, that's
man.
you got to have that.
I had forgotten about him nibbling on the little turkey.
Oh, there's more. Halloween inspired, so I thought this was appropriate.
Why is he
we're
biting
toes.
the children?
We're biting kid toes now. She's like, okay.
Okay.
That's
Please stop
it.
biting my child.
Yeah.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine,
Yes, great.
who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin.
Look at Zelensky just standing there.
Putin. President Zelensky.
He's like,
Oh,
did he really just do
no.
that? Is this
We
the
gotta
guy
worry
where...
about it. Anyway.
Zelensky's like, is this the guy that I've based my future
You are a
in?
hell of a lot better.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and that's moments before he called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump.
Yeah, they're going to show that.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be
Oh,
president.
gosh.
So let's start there. We got to just remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do.
Oh,
Plus,
jeez.
guess what? They want to, the guy we're running against, what's his name? Donald Dump or Donald.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think that was like...
What I'm going to do
Yeah.
is fix the tax system. For example, we have
Watch
1,000
Trump.
trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24% or 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million.
Ooh, $500 million.
Say, in a 10-year period, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with
Eligible for COVID.
dealing with everything we have to do with.
Can you pause it on his face?
If
Okay. If you look at Trump right now, I don't know if you can actually really see it on the Twitch or if you'll be able to see it on the video. I think Trump feels sorry for him right
Oh,
now.
yeah, yeah.
I really do. Like as a human, he's looking over at him saying, "Oh my gosh, I kind of feel sorry for you." This is
Yeah.
when I knew it was over, by the way. This is
Everyone,
when I
yeah.
knew I had a pretty good idea that Trump was going to at least make it close. But when this happened,
Yeah,
I knew it was over. I knew there was no way he was going to win.
yeah. And part of me, like, picking these videos this week was like, I hate this one. Because you don't just want to, like, dig on the guy.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe it because it feels so recent. But we did pick gaffes. We made fun of everyone. Made fun of Obama, Bush. Trump. We've done the whole Trump making fun of himself. Like, and we'll do Trump again on the next episode. Like, we'll find funny stuff that he did and places he made mistakes. But like this debate, I was traveling for work whenever I saw this. And I think everyone, not everyone, I'm not going to put that on everybody, but I think most people looked at this and said, okay, maybe I am a little happy because my guy is looking better. But man, this is sad. You know?
Does it play on what?
we finally beat Medicare.
That was the
Thank you,
quote.
President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
Yeah, we don't need.
Yeah, I'm good. but I want to go back to that too. Like Trump, say what you want about him. Okay, if you just when you look back at the lens of history, I think when you take how much he's in the press right now, I would be willing to bet. I don't know. I haven't looked this up, and I don't even know if you would be able to. But would you be able to see how many times he's made a public appearance compared to what Biden did?
Oh, yeah. And he brings that up in the press conferences he's done. And he'll say when he has all the press in the Oval Office, he's like, Biden never did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's right.
All right. So now let's go.
Listen, again, I'm not digging on the guy, but it was difficult to find like a monumental speech like we did Bush at Ground Zero, Obama with, the killing of Osama bin Laden, like, Trump, his first visit to the UN in his first term. Like it was really difficult to find a monumental speech from Biden. But this was one, like if you go to the Biden people, this is one that they list as one of the most monumental speeches he gave. He's in Philadelphia and he's talking about MAGA.
I believe in with my whole soul. But first, we must be honest with each other and with ourselves. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
If you look at the face of that guy, that is not the same guy that was at the debates.
No.
I believe in.
Whoa. We know what you believe. I don't know that he had a good speech.
No, I really, honestly, I could have missed it. And if somebody's out there like, hey, what about this one? I'll be like, you're right, I missed it. But I really looked and tried to find one, and I couldn't. I think that was a monumental speech because it summed up kind of his presidency, his campaign as really just being anti-Donald Trump.
Right.
And kind of the way it's continued to be into Trump's, first year in office. But I just think the election in 2024 was a resounding no to everything he's saying in that speech.
Yeah. I just didn't really care for the guys. He got more and more close, and that last one that was on the gaffes was Jill, and that's what we talked about a week or so, maybe an episode or two ago, about Melania being able to present herself in a very first lady type, and Jill just trying to support Joe.
And that one was cringe also because she's like treating him like a child. She's like, you answered every question. You did so good.
Very good.
Literally just says like, and then she says, and remember, what do we know? What do we say about Donald Trump? He lied. And she gets this big smile on her face. Like, what the heck is going on here?
Did you see Hunter this week?
No.
He got all over Obama
for leading him off the stage.
Well, he was going to fall. All right. Enough bashing of him. Okay, here we go. A short little smoke sessions. June Lockhart died. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
She is the founder of the television show Lassie.
Oh.
And she was the mother in Lost in Space. You would recognize her face if you saw her.
Okay.
Let's see here. Trump said he would raise tariffs on Canada by 10% over an ad.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I don't know that I necessarily have a problem with the 10% tariff, but the reasoning behind it seems a little
It
iffy.
does, and it diminishes your authority and power on your other tariffs if you're going to say, well, he's just doing it because he's mad about an ad now. No, not all the tariffs, but now it makes it look that way. It gives them a talking point. I don't like that.
Trump jets off to Asia as North Korea fires ballistic missiles, and China trade questions loom. There was an agreement. This is not in the headlines yet because it still happened today. There was an announcement made that ByteDance sold 80% of its shares to an American company. And while in Asia, The first stop was to sign a peace treaty ceasefire between Cambodia and Thailand, which, again, didn't even know they were fighting.
Right.
So another one. The CEO and the nonprofit that manages the Alamo resigned. Did you see this?
No.
After a powerful Republican state official criticized her publicly, suggesting that her views do not and are not compatible with the history of the United States, or excuse me, the history of the Texas Shrine. I don't know. It's kind of an odd reason to ask someone to resign.
Did she not remember the Alamo?
I guess not.
Is she a line in the sand denier?
Maybe she's the one that said it didn't happen.
If she's a line in the sand denier,
maybe so.
Get her out.
Trump said he would not seek congressional approval to carry out military strikes against drug cartels. Says the operations would expand from attacks to sea and to land targets. We kind of
like it. Like I wonder, and there's no way to measure this because one side's going to say it's making a huge difference and the other side's going to say it's not. Like that's just politics. But I wish I could really get some real numbers on, like how much coke is at the bottom of the Caribbean right now and not in our country.
Well, I saw
heroin,
someone,
whatever it is, like how much is like actually, is this making a dent? Like it's 6 boats so far. How much are they putting on a boat?
I mean, those boats look big.
I mean, yeah, kind of. But
so, okay, here's a question for you.
Is that not a drop in the bucket or is it something?
I don't know. I mean, I don't do drugs, so I wouldn't know either.
Definitely if I was in the Caribbean and I had a boat that went fast, I would not be going fast right now.
So one of those speedboats had 6 engines that were 250 horsepower on it.
Yeah.
Is that a big boat?
That's a big old boat.
Okay. The next question is they appeared to have 55-gallon drums, and I counted, and they appeared to be double stacked, and I counted 15 55-gallon drums. Now, I don't know how much drugs you can create with all that, but that seems like a lot.
Does seem like a lot.
Don't know.
Maybe it wasn't going that fast if I had that much weight on it.
I don't know. Those boats look like they're going fast.
Yeah. I mean, they're making a wake.
A hurricane forecast says the Atlantic may unleash one of its largest and strongest storms ever. It did hit Jamaica today. I forgot the name of it. It starts with an M, I think.
Melissa.
It
is hitting our spot we visit. So in Jamaica, hitting Negril, the right side, which brings all the... But it comes in... Negril's on the west side of Jamaica. So it like comes across Jamaica and then hits it. It's not like it's hitting the coast head on.
Okay.
It's coming from behind you and going across. Because Jamaica's on the Negril, Jamaica's on the west side that faces Mexico.
Didn't know that. The Kremlin published a video and said it was drills after involved in nuclear weapons exercises come days after the United States said it had paused plans of meeting between President Putin and Trump focused on Ukraine. Lots of stuff about the East Wing. Elon Musk takes aim at the head of NASA amid news that the United States Space Agency may consider companies other than SpaceX to build their landers and transports for astronauts to the moon's surface.
How no one else can do it better.
He sends rockets out and then catches them when they come back.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can find a better human than that. Let's see here. That happened. We discussed that. That's kind of not that big of a deal. President Trump picked to lead the federal watchdog agency withdrew from consideration. Nope, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, that's kind of the extension of kind of all the news. Not a whole lot. Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting fun fact. Mosquitoes have been spotted in Iceland for the first time.
It's all downhill from there, guys.
Boy, I wonder if they're those big old mosquitoes like they have in Alaska.
That is interesting you bring up cold weather mosquitoes because when I was in Russia, it would get down to like in the 30s at night and they still had mosquitoes. And for this Texan, that was a really strange thing because normally when we get cold weather, all the mosquitoes are gone. And they were huge.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we called them Chernobyl mosquitoes or something else.
I remember we had some church members that went on mission to Alaska and they came back and they said like pterodactyl sized mosquitoes.
Carrying you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then I have a student that's from Alaska and they were talking about something about bugs or something. And he was like, no, y'all, you don't understand. They're the size of your hand. And I'm like, I don't think I knew that. And then I was like, are you...
Something about that cold weather got them big mosquitoes.
I think it's because they're only alive for a certain amount of time. I don't know. This is not a mosquito podcast, so we don't know. Warner Brothers Discovery Board rejects Paramount Skydance's bid, leaving the company to decide before full sale or business split of Warner Brothers Discovery.
So this is the thing that doesn't make the headline. But when Trump had his lawsuit with Paramount, CBS, everybody was like, "Oh, they gave Trump the money. They settled with Trump, so he would let their merger go through." Well, look, it just didn't. So like that doesn't get the big headline as much as whenever Trump settles and gets the payout.
Right.
Just keep listening, guys. Just, listen, have your thoughts, and then let it go on a little longer. And then see what actually happens.
Take the Cigar Politico approach.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Give it some time. You might be wrong.
Here we go. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver believes WNBA players are due to receive a big increase, that's in quotes, in pay, with the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement expiring. Silver advocated for the players to get more money, saying they deserve it. No, they don't, Adam Silver. No, they don't.
Not in a capitalist society.
Sir, maybe they need to get into gambling.
Maybe.
Did you share the meme? Or did I imagine that? About how all the WNBA players coming out saying, we're not throwing our games. Did you share that with me?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
It's been a week. I forgot about that one. Like, as if anybody needed to know.
Right.
That's the same thing as Tim Walz saying he's not running for president. Like, nobody was thinking you were.
Right.
It was something like WNBA is not throwing their games. And apparently they're just missing like layups or whatever.
I totally missed this one. Trump said to demand the Justice Department pay him $200 million for past cases. This is in the New York Times.
Yeah.
Over false claims. Amazon plans to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots. The robots are taking over, man.
I don't understand how they do what they do.
I don't either.
Because I order not weird stuff, but like the things that I order on Amazon run the gamut. Like
right.
Just anything you can possibly want.
So one of our little dogs is getting bored during the day, so she's starting to tear up some things that she doesn't need to tear up. And so I was like, we need to order some toys, right? She's still a puppy. She's doing it on purpose, but she also doesn't fully understand, like, you're not supposed to play with the wall and dig into the wall. Like, let's not do that. And so I'm going to fix it, but then we're also going to buy her some toys. Like, they could have been here today.
Yeah.
We could have ordered them at noon, and they'd have been at our house by 8 o'clock. That's crazy to me. North Carolina State Senate approves new congressional map in effort to add a seat. I know that you said you were going to put together a map for the upcoming election and redistricting and all that stuff. I tried to beat you to it. I couldn't figure it out either.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of all of it. There's not a whole lot going on right now. I mean, pause. There's not a whole lot of like outskirt things going on. It's kind of all big news.
Yep.
That's about it.
That's it.
All right. There's a little mini smoke sessions for you. Any big plans this week?
Halloween.
We
do it up in this neighborhood.
Your Buc-ee's, that didn't sound good. Your Buc-ee's blow up out there's tipped over.
Yeah. Buc-ee's had a rough day.
Because of the wind and
Yeah.
the rain? Did it get filled with water?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you is that the completion of it?
Oh yeah, we're done. Like,
No more?
no, I mean, and we'll have Christmas lights up a few days after Halloween.
Will the Christmas lights be up by the next time we record?
No.
Oh, man.
I've got the date that he's coming, but they won't be here.
Somebody asked if they could see a picture, and I
The
said,
following-
no, I'm not posting a picture of Clint's house on our Facebook.
The the following time we record, they'll be up there. They're the Friday after we record, they'll be here. So.
Nice. We got our the team that I'm the assistant on made the playoffs, so we got playoffs on this week.
Playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm really like, this is not the first time this has happened, but it's been a couple of years where I'm really sad that this team that I had this year is moving on. Like, it's a team that I really connected with. They were good. They were coachable. It's one of those things like where every year you're kind of ready for the next group to come through. And I wasn't ready to stop coaching this team.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of one of those things where I wish we could have gone a couple more. I wish we could have. And I mean, I'm going to be around for the rest of their volleyball careers and watch them and continue to be a part. But it's just like when you're with them for, I mean, every day of the week for multiple hours on end, it's kind of a weird like transitionary period because like you're still going to see them, and I still have most of them in class, so it's like it's kind of just a weird time. But yeah, we got playoffs this week, got Halloween, got the final baseball game, Little League baseball game. I'm going to try not to pitch a shutout tomorrow. It's bad if you pitch a shutout whenever you're the coach that pitches, so you don't want to do that. You want to have like an ERA of about 20.
Yeah.
But I pitched a couple weeks ago. I thought I did okay. Everybody got a hit. But the problem was, okay, this is let's pull the curtain back a little bit. When I'm playing with my son in the backyard, I don't want him to ever hit the ball. Like I'm throwing curveballs. I have these special little wiffle balls that move all over the place, and I'm launching that sucker across the yard. Like he is not going to hit it. And if he does get it, I mean, it's going over the fence most likely. Well, I have to like get out of that mindset that I'm not trying to strike him out. So like I can't just rear back and launch that ball. I have to really be intentional, especially when I'm pitching to him, because it's like I want him to hit the ball. It's like a mindset switch. But I think we're gonna look at putting him in volleyball. I think he has to wait till this coming summer, and he can kind of try out for a league that we have around here. He can just pass a ball like some of my high school girls can. I mean, he can put it right on target every time. So, I mean, that makes perfect sense. Your dad's a volleyball coach and you're around volleyball every day. So
Yeah,
you should be
that's
able
what
to
you
do
know. I had another run-in with the opposing coach team. Not a bad one, because we got a talking to after last year. So, but here's the thing. All I want to say is like, coaches, you can talk all you want, but don't be talking about petty stuff when you're losing bad.
Okay. There's
There's a little bit of like, I understand you can be upset that you're losing bad, but like there comes a time whenever you're getting beat, that you kind of got to shut up with your trash talking.
right.
Like,
I agree.
You can't really talk trash when you're getting like more than double your score beat.
So we
And here's the thing, like, I got a thing about it, and I'll get over it when he gets a little older. I understand when you get a little older, stuff changes. But like, I got a thing about it with my 10-year-old about other coaches chirping at him. Like, I got to think about coaches chirping at kids, especially when they're not on your team.
oh, for sure.
Like, if it's on the opposite team at this age, maybe I'm wrong, but I got to think about it. And so we were way up. And so my son is smart. Okay. And the other team, he's playing goalie. And the other team kicks one, sails it. Like, not even on target. Okay. He does this little sauntry little jog to go get the ball and bring it back and set it down for the goal kick. And the
Because
coach,
he's wasting time.
he is.
Yeah. I got you.
And all of them should do that. Like, if a ball goes out and it's ours, don't hustle over there and get it and bring it back like you're trying to win the game. You're winning.
Right.
Keep that. Soccer's a timed game,
Right.
you know? So, and the other coach is just yelling at him like, are we playing today or what? And I'm like, he's jogging. He's not walking. He's at least jogging. And I'm like,
Right.
dude, like, if you take your score, you have to multiply it by 3 before you tied us. This is not the reason you're losing the game.
Do you want me to tell you a story about how I interacted with a parent one time?
Yeah.
So we're playing volleyball game, and this is a JV game, okay? And we were beating this team really bad. And so I started playing everybody. Like, as soon as I could make a sub, I was subbing in. Now, I don't know if you know how subs work for volleyball, but it's pretty complicated. Like, you can only go in for who you went in for, and you can't switch it. It's not like basketball where you can sub in and out. You only have a certain amount. And so I knew that we were going to have a really good shot at winning, like going in. And so I had made some adjustments to my lineup. And this mom right behind me is just chirping. Like, it's pretty close. I mean, like, we're playing to 25 for those who don't know how to play, who don't know how scoring works in volleyball. It's like 15-12, and we're up. And she's like, y'all just keep it close. Y'all just keep it close. And we end up winning the first set 25-23. Okay. And she is just chirping the whole time. Well, I had not let 3 of my best players play every single time around because I wanted to get some girls some playing time that hadn't gotten a whole lot for the year because I knew we were going to be able to pull it out, even if we had to go to a third set. Well, this mother right behind our bench is just calling our girls the B word and saying all bad things about our school. And I turned to the AD, the coordinator that was sitting right behind our bench from that school, and I said, if you don't tell her to be quiet, I'm going to beat y'all 25-0.
Mm-hmm.
You better tell her to be quiet. And she just, so there's 3 minutes in between the switching and you switch sides. So she was on this side. So like if you're thinking, and then she followed us over to this side of the net and she sits right behind us. And she's not, the rules of volleyball and the UIO has put out is the only thing you really can't do is say vulgarities and you can't say the players' names. That's really about the extension of what you can and can't do. And again, if you're going to talk and you're going to yell, I don't have a problem with that. But when you're the only person that's saying something, and I warned the coordinator again, I said, if you don't stop her, we're going to have an issue. And she just kept going. So I put my best server in to serve first, and she serves 18 in a row. It's 18-0, and then she missed. And then we got the ball right back, so it was 18-1, and the score ended up being 25-3. And I turned around to that lady and I said, "That's what happens when you don't keep your mouth shut." And then I turned and I walked over to the coach who I know very well, and I was like, "Look, I'm sorry. Like that was not my intention. I did not intend to beat y'all that bad. Like I was going to let everybody play, but because your parent acted like that, that's why that happened."
Yeah.
And it's like, I really believe in like respect for the game, respect for your opponent, like all of those things. Because when you beat teams like that and you do it intentionally and you run up the score on purpose, like that comes back to get you.
Yeah.
Especially in basketball, man, you can be the better team, but you can still lose. And in volleyball is the same way. But like, and I preach that to my girls, but that one time, that parent she just would not stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, I turned around like,
you gave her warnings.
Like I tried. I talked to the other coach. I'm like, hey, tell her to be quiet. And I have no problem. Like there's been several times where I've walked across the court and said, hey, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. Be quiet in my career.
Yeah.
I stopped a basketball game one time. I stopped it in the middle of a play and I walked across the court and I said, if you don't be quiet, I'm kicking all of you out. Because it was just like, they didn't know what they were talking about, and they just didn't know the rules.
2 feel-good stories to make it better than those 2 we just told. First of all, I will say, like, I like it whenever the coach on the other team says, watch number so-and-so. Somebody cover number so-and-so, and that's my kid. Like, I love that. So, like I said, every sports take is a homer take. Like, it's always biased. And so I love that when they're like, watch number 2 and like, cover number 2. I'm like, yeah, you better try. So I love that stuff. Another focus. So they had a doubleheader on Saturday. The game I was just talking about was the first game. The second game of the day, the team showed up and only had 5. It's 9v9 at this age. And so they had to forfeit. One of the parents was sitting close to us, and she said they've had to forfeit half their games. Kids won't show up. Sometimes they only get 8 kids there, so they can actually do 7-on-7 if they want to, and like they have to agree to it. Well, the way this worked out with them only showing up 5 is officially it's a forfeit. They give us a 3-0 win because goals for and against count in the standings.
Right.
So that's the official. And they're like, the weather's great. It was early on Saturday. Everybody's here. We're just going to play a scrimmage. And the ref stayed and they played. And our coach sent 3 of our really good players across to the other team to play with them. They put on those pennies and played with them. Those kids got to play. That team hadn't scored a goal all season. They scored 3, like playing, and they actually got to play a real game. They got to score goals. They got to do the victory dance and things like that. It wound up being a 3-3 tie. Like, and sure, the kids that we sent over there are the ones who scored the goals for them. They didn't care.
Right,
those kids were loving it.
Right.
And I was like, that was just such a fun time.
Yeah.
Our kids played better, and I almost wanted to tell them, I wanted to tell the coach, hey, every game from now, just tell them it's a scrimmage and they've already won because they played the best they've ever played.
Right. Right.
You know, and it was just fun, and it was good to see that. And those kids, like, they hadn't won a game all season, they hadn't scored a goal all season,
Right.
and it's the last game. That was the last game of the regular season.
Yeah.
And they got to go out with that, and that's just it's a feel good sports story. I'm like, you can make a movie about it. It was a good day.
Have a great week.